gets it back. Oh my goodness, the Sox just went with more.
The Rockets are the second seed in the West without any superstars. How? I believe the answer lies in their coach, Ime Udoka. He has a story of turning teams around, a no-nonsense leadership style, and now has molded this Houston squad into a defensive powerhouse. And yet he's not even the top coach of the year candidate. Let's dive into why I think Ime Udoka is one of the best coaches in the league right now. In the 2022-23 season, the Rockets finished near the bottom of the West with a 22-60 record, good or bad for the 14th in the conference. Then Udoka arrived, and in what felt like an overnight transformation, Houston jumped to 41 wins and ended up 11th in the West, a substantial improvement that made them the first team out of the playoffs. More strikingly, their defensive rating went from a miserable 119.3 in 2022-23 season, second worst in the NBA, to 113.4, landing them in the league top 10 in the 2023-24 season. This year, that evolved into the fourth best defensive rating at 110.8. And as I said, the second seed with 52 wins in a super competitive West. That shift was apparent from day one.
I think y'all in good hands, man. He a proven winner. Showed that he can do it, went to the finals. You know, players coach, know how to coach superstars and put guys in the right position to succeed. I think y'all in great hands, especially the talent y'all got.
He gonna bring structure too, so.
Yeah, what y'all need.
That's what we need.
Udoka wasted zero time installing a defensive identity into Houston. His imprint is all over the floor, better communication, relentless scrapping, and consistent discipline in transition. Turning a bottom 2 defense into one of the NBA's best in 2 years consecutively would be extraordinary for any coach. But Udoka's done it before, and he's done it again with Houston. Udoka's brilliance started in the 2023 offseason. He helped bring in veterans Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks, 2 defenders known for their physicality and leadership. The results speak for themselves. VanVleet sets the tempo and organizes the young roster, while Brooks sets a defensive tone on the perimeter. You can argue these signings could have gone poorly if the personalities clashed with a youthful squad, but Udoka made sure it fit. He understands how vital it is to have adults in the room with a developing young core. Through the first half of the season, the Rockets hovered in the top 5 for defensive rating, ultimately finishing 4th. This jump wasn't exactly shocking to those paying attention this season. The roster is loaded with defensive potential. With long, athletic, high-motor players like Amen Thompson, Dillon Brooks, Aaron Holiday, and others, the Rockets have the bodies to throw at any matchup. What really stands out though is their collective defensive awareness, intensity, and how disciplined they are in using fouls. All of which are clear reflections of Udoka's influence. One thing to note, the Rockets don't feature a single top-tier star scorer. Most of other leading teams in the West and East have guys dropping 30+ points nightly. Think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for OKC, Jason Tatum in Boston, or Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland, or Luka in LA. Meanwhile, the Rockets' top scorer, Jalen Green, is at around 21.2 points per game. That's good, but it's far from the firepower you would expect a contending team to have. Yet Udoka found ways to elevate the entire group. He's not forcing Green to rush his game and become this 30-point guy overnight, or having Alperen Şengün chuck up threes. He's focusing on what they do best: running, defending, moving the ball, while covering up their shortcomings. Now, the Rockets aren't perfect. A glaring issue is they lack a premier rim protector. At the end of the day, Alperen Şengün is more of an offensive wizard than a shutdown interior force. His foot speed and vertical athleticism doesn't scare top-tier slashers. But Udoka responded by teaching Şengün to maximize angles, read the floor, and rely on IQ rather than athleticism. As Udoka told reporters, if Şengün's among the league's smartest offensive bigs, why can't he apply that same cleverness to defense? To combat that, the coach also frequently adjusts coverage, sometimes hiding Şengün in schemes that keep him off the ball, or letting him play deeper drop coverage so he can anticipate rather than react. It's not foolproof, but it helps. That kind of creative problem solving is what sets a great coach apart from someone who just imposes one system. Udoka is bending the system to fit the players instead of enforcing a rigid scheme. He's also experimented with a super big lineup, lineup, featuring Steven Adams and Alperen Şengün, a 3-out 2-in approach that defies the modern 5-out trend. On paper, it's awkward. One non-shooter and a shaky shooter shrinking your spacing. But in practice, Udoka's using it to punish small ball teams dominating the offensive glass, which in turn creates easy buckets from high-low passing and lets Şengün's special playmaking skill unlock a cramped paint. It's an unconventional gamble that again showcases Udoka's willingness to break norms when it suits his roster. Beyond the tactics, there's also a matter of Udoka's old-school no-nonsense personality. He's not hesitant to call players out, even high draft picks or blossoming stars like Jalen Green. He has benched Green more than once for lapses on defense or questionable shot selection. He also hasn't handed 3rd overall pick Reed Shepherd a free pass to minutes just because of his draft status. If you're not producing, you sit. Simple as that. This approach is reminiscent of his mentor Greg Popovich, who taught him the importance of demanding accountability from every single player. Udoka's style also means he's not afraid of confrontation outside his locker room. He's been caught trash-talking LeBron James mid-game and calling him out with words that many coaches wouldn't dare to use. Some fans find it disrespectful, others find it refreshing in a league where the coaches are often tiptoeing around superstar egos. The same bold attitude showed up when he clashed verbally with Stephen Curry.
I was talking to my team, about the physicality. This is the type of game we like. This is who we are. He said something, I said something. Nothing, a little friendly banter.
Regardless of whether you approve, you have to admit it's part of what makes Udoka so distinctive. He'll challenge anyone, a superstar or otherwise. All the success in Houston echoes what he pulled off in Boston a couple of years back. He inherited a Celtics team that had gone 36-36 the previous year with a middling defense and turned them into a 51-win juggernaut. But the success didn't stop in the regular season. Udoka led the Celtics all the way to the NBA Finals, where they ultimately lost in 6 games to Golden State Warriors. Some people do still argue that if he hadn't left under controversy, he would have led them all the way to the title. Once again, the most dramatic improvement came on the defensive end. Under Stevens, the Celtics posted a defensive rating of 112.5, which ranked 14th in the league. In Udoka's first season, that number dropped to 106.9, pushing Boston all the way to the best in the NBA, tied with the Warriors. That same pattern has repeated itself now in Houston. Immediate leaps in both wins and defensive performance. Which begs the question, how is he not getting more Coach of the Year buzz? Based on the actual results, Udoka's name should be in every conversation, yet he's outside the top 4 candidates to win this year. Despite the fact that he took a bottom feeder, improved them on the spot, doubled wins in the first year, and now ended up 2nd in the battlefield of the Western Conference. You see, the issue here is there's another team that had an even crazier evolution with literally just a coaching change, and that's Cleveland. Kenny Atkinson turned Cavaliers into this offensive monster that nobody yet has figured out. They top the standings in the East at 64 wins, and so he's a heavy favorite to win. Then there are arguments for Detroit's Bickerstaff, who overachieved too, or OKC's Daignault, who literally has the best record in the league. And JJ Redick's name closes out the top 4 candidates. Essentially, it's just bad timing for him, but since the Cavs and the Pistons are both in the Eastern Conference, I think Ime Udoka's accomplishment of getting this squad to the 2nd seed in the West should be valued much more. In any case, I think Ime Udoka has quietly built the biggest surprise of the season. He took care of a roster with potential but no guaranteed star and pushed them into contention faster than anyone expected. But what do you think? Has Udoka built enough for Rockets to get a deep playoff run or even a championship? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more NBA takes through an overseas lens.